Oh yeah, okay, here's a video for you that I think you'll like. This is another strategy from Alan Andrews. And as he's always said, because wherever there's an action, there is a reaction. And he came up with a strategy. This is one of the first strategies of this particular action-reaction strategy, is how he's taken a center line. Now, a center line, I want to try and see if I can explain this as best as I can. Um, we need to find 2 points in the market, okay, basically pivot highs or pivot lows depending on which direction the market is actually moving. So if the market's moving upwards, we need to find 2 pivot highs, okay, and once we found 2 like kind of pivot highs, we will then draw a trend line like so. Now this trend line is, as it is a trend line, but it can also be a center line. Now a center line is actually drawn by using these pivot highs, okay, and then the market will come back and react to it and and move off again. That's where it's called a center line. He also says that make sure that this line is not a trigger line, and it's not a warning line, and it's not one of the upper or lower parallel lines. When you have the pitchfork, you've got the pitchfork like this, okay, and then you've got the trigger lines that come off like so, and then you've got warning lines as well. Okay, he's basically saying don't use any of these lines as your center medium line. Okay, it can be a normal trend line, okay, or it can be a medium line, how we use the point A, B and C and we dissected it, and that will be your median line. Okay, so you can use that method as well. Okay, so it can either be that or a center line or a medium line, but a center line is basically really the same as a trend line. Alright, so once we've found those 2 points, what we want to look at now is that anything on the left hand side of this line, okay, so anything from here, okay, this will be your history. And the reason why he calls it the history, because you've had the market do what it needs to do. Alright, and then over here some of this might not have been developed. You might actually see some of, to get these two areas here, you might have had to at least have some kind of market move on the other side of it as well. But what's important is to find out what happens next, like over here. Okay, so this area over here is referred to as the future. Alright, and then what we basically will do is that we're going to take a pivot low or a pivot high depending on what the market was doing on the left hand side, and we're going to draw a parallel line. We're going to draw one over the top of this, and then we're going to move it into the history. Alright, and we're going to line it up with the pivot lows and the pivot highs and so forth and so on and so on. Then these lines, we need to then duplicate them, but we need to find the correct distance from wherever that trend line goes out to. Alright, and it'll be X amount of bars, and once you've got X amount of bars, you need to draw that trend line over here so it comes over there, so when the market goes up or whatever later on in the future, and when it hits that point, that'll be an area for you to buy. Alright, let's just show you what I mean on the chart. It's probably a little bit confusing there. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you what that would look like. Alright, so here's our trend line tool, and we're going to take it from that one I won't do, but I'll just do it like that. Okay, I'm just going to use these pivot highs as a part of my trend line. Maybe I could even probably move that one like so. So yeah, that probably work. Okay, alright, so there's my trend line, and basically what I need to do now is find some other major areas where the market had basically stopped and reversed. Alright, so I'm going to draw my trend line over the top of this one as best as I can, and that wasn't no good. Alright, just that would be okay, and then I'm going to move it over here to that pivot high over there, and then I'm going to grab another trend line. Alright, and I think that's about right, and then I'm going to move that one over to the next one. Okay, so what I need to do now is I need to work out how many bars it is from here to this line over here. Alright, so I'm going to get a hold of my crosshair tool out, and I'm going to find that center point there. I'm going to go all the way over to this one here, which I believe is about 79 bars. It's the first figure. Alright, so 79 periods. Alright, so 79 periods from there is right there. Okay, so 72 periods is on that red one there. So I'm just going to draw a little line in here, and I want to make sure that I am doing this right, because sometimes it's a little bit tricky. And this one doesn't work out right, so I don't know why. Okay. I had this problem before, and it didn't work out right. So that was 79, and then it'd come out 79 there. Okay, that's strange, because I just measured from there and it didn't work out to 79. Alright. Okay. Maybe I need to just put a line in there as well. That would make it easier for us. So we can take it from that point to that point, and that one works out to 76. Alright. Okay, 76 now. Alright, now it's telling us to go over here. Maybe my trend lines aren't absolutely perfect, so I'm going to move that over to 76. And that's back here. Alright, and then I'm going to get my trend line tool out, and I'm going to double click on it, and then I'm going to move it right to that point right there. Alright, and then I'm going to painstakingly do this one more time, and this time I'm going to do it all the way over there to the next one, which is that line over there. So that's 135 bars away. Oh, I'm going to need to shimmy over here a little bit, and I'm going to take it from our center line, and it was 135 bars away. So 135 bars will be that green bar right there. Oh, I think I've just missed my spot. Was it that one? I believe that was the right one. Right, let's make sure that we've got these right. It's 135. Okay, that's okay. And then we're going to get our trend line tool out again. Double click, and then we're going to move it right there. Now here is what is really interesting. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of these red lines because we don't need them now, because they were just being used to find our markers. Alright, and I'm going to draw over this line so we can focus on which side is what. Okay, this is the history. Okay, and over here on the other side is the future. Now, if you will, to the best as you can, is imagine, okay, that obviously the history has already been developed and the future area hasn't, but you will get this kind of formation appearing in the market because you need to find those points to draw this center line, this median line. Okay, then what you need to do is that you can see that when the market, let's just say this is the point where you've actually started to draw your trend lines and none of this area had been developed yet. Okay, and you've just gone ahead and the market's reached this point and you've quickly drawn these trend lines in, and we're on the 4-hour time frame, so you've got plenty of time, you know, for the market to do what it needs to do, you know, for you to go in and draw these lines. And you can see that basically it's come down and it's hit that line and it's bounced off, then it's hit this line and it's bounced off again, then it's hit this line, boom, up it goes again. Alright, so you buy here, close there. Alright, and then when it comes down again, this time this broke through. Alright, so it come down towards this line, and then there was the reaction there. Okay, and then you close that one, and this time it broke again. Alright, and it came down. So you can go back as far as you like, really. We can probably draw another trend line tool in. Let's go from there. Let's get that. I'll move it over to here to the next pivot high. Alright, and then we can calculate. Let's put a trend line in so we can find our points correctly. And this line here is our center lines, and we're going to take it all the way over there. So that's 180 bars away. So I'm going to go over here and take it from that line. I'm going to go 180 bars. 180, about there. So we're looking at about there. And then I want to take another trend line. Oops, I'll need to shimmy over a little bit. I want to take that trend line and put that over the top, and then bring this one over to there. And look, oh wow, when it broke here, it hit that line and bang, back up again, and then you close off there. Alright, so you can draw as many of these as you like. Now I thought there would be like an indicator out there that will actually allow you to do that, okay, but there isn't. So maybe we can get one made for you guys. Alright, so yeah, that's how you actually find this. This is the first method, okay, of the action and reaction areas. Now I think you'll probably like this strategy just on its own. Alright, and this probably strategy, these basically, he turned around and said this: if you can master this strategy, you will be a millionaire. That's what he basically said. Alright, so yeah, you will get, from time to time you will get some wrong trades coming in, but I reckon for the most part you should get around about 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 correct. Okay, so I will leave you with that video for the moment. Alright, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye for now.